Hi, this is Eric Sloeve. I'm at the VMworld 2014 and I'm joined by Luc and Ramin. They're both real cool guys, and Luc is the CTO of Puppet Labs. Luc, welcome in the show. We're in some sort of a panel discussion. You just delivered a session here. How was it?
It was fun. It was got to see Ramin play his actor self for a while, and then got to talk with some people about how technology is changing things like digital hospitals. So it was good.
Okay, so you're the CTO of Puppet Labs. Can you tell me what you did before you started with Puppet Labs?
Yeah, I'm actually the founder and CEO. So I'm the original author of Puppet. I started the company about 9.5 years ago, and before that I was a sysadmin. So I was doing the work that now people use Puppet to do. I was writing automation tools. I was doing a lot of management of myself.
Right. So you're running Puppet Labs. What's the difference between the normal version and the enterprise version?
So the enterprise version, it's the entire suite. So last time I counted, it was more than 45 separate software packages that it takes to build a complete functional Puppet installation that works and does all the interesting things you want to do. So it takes all those, all built, tested, wired together in the way that's going to work best for you. Easy to install, easy to upgrade, plus additional commercial functionality that's only available as part of Puppet Enterprise. So things like our node manager that does classification and role assignment for your hosts. We've got reporting tools. We've got a lot of other tools like that are all only in the commercial product.
Okay. So the commercial product is ready for the enterprise. The normal product can be used by everyone for free, I think. What's the best takeaway value of that product? What can you do with it?
Well, with the open source software, you can do nearly everything. I mean, it's a product with a relatively defined scope. It's got a smaller scope than the commercial product, not surprisingly, but it's used to manage really hundreds of thousands of servers at lots of different sites. So Google uses Puppet, for instance, to manage tens of thousands of their laptops and desktops. And our commercial product is more targeted at the data center. So this is a case where our commercial product isn't as much built for their use case, so it makes perfect sense that they would use our open source software to do a very different kind of work, but it works out great in that example.
Okay, great. So Ramin, why is VMware so passionate about Puppet Labs?
Well, I mean, we have a long history and partnership with Puppet. This started years ago when I was out on the road with a lot of customers, and they used Puppet's open source product. And a lot of the sysadmins, like Luc used to be, were asking for how does this work with the management products, and they saw an interest and need for the two to better integrate. So we started early on around how do we start to integrate the automation products with Puppet. And now we've expanded that partnership, not just from a technology point of view, but also obviously from an investment point of view. And so the next thing that's coming about is not just further and tighter product integrations, but a lot more around go-to-market. So our customers and our sales teams, more importantly, can be able to go out there and see the value and be able to have an integrated offering.
So you were already referring to the fact that VMware has invested a lot of money in Puppet. So are there any joint solutions that are available right now?
Yeah, of course. Like I was mentioning, with the automation products. So we demoed and showed some of that already in this last session that Luc was on the panel for, with the vCloud Automation Center, formerly known as, now vRealize Automation. We have integrations with Puppet, and we're expanding that with the new CodeStream product that we just announced, and even to be able to support remediation flows and tasks with our new vRealize Ops, the 6.0 release that we just announced at the show. So across the stack, as well as within the core of even NSX and vSphere, and even our vCloud Air team is using Puppet Labs. So it's across all those environments. It's very useful and, more importantly, very strategic partnership.
So it's like the magic glue. You can use it with CodeStream. You can use it as an offering within VCAC. What are the things you want to expand further on, Luc? Are there any things on the horizon for the future?
Yeah, so I like to think of Puppet as the lingua franca of the infrastructure. When you speak infrastructure, I want you to use it. I want to use Puppet's language to do it. So right now, we very much began in a kind of a Unix and Linux world, but the last few years we've spent a lot of time on Windows, and now we're very good at the Windows side. Now we're getting a lot of interest from our customers to manage every IP connected device in their data center. So we've got partnerships with network companies like Cisco and Arista. We've got storage companies like NetApp. We've got really F5 load balancers, things like that. These are all being managed by Puppet today in some environments, and what we want to do is take that ability to manage not just your compute infrastructure, but really the entire infrastructure with one abstraction layer, one language, one platform. that's kind of the focus for us right now, and then doing a better job of going to market with companies like VMware. I mean, VMware is really our top most strategic partner. Every customer of ours is using VMware, and finding a way to not just have the technology work, not just have the customers use them individually, but really how can we go to market with a joint solution? So that's a pretty important part on the business side for us.
Yeah, if I can add to that, the value really is as Luke and team are going broader in the ecosystem in terms of all the various networking vendors and storage vendors, they provide that abstraction layer that makes it a lot easier for products like VCAC or vRealize automation to be able to dynamically provision through and integrated Puppet into the various Cisco switches, the various storage fabric arrays, and that allows us a lot more agility in terms of what we need to do at upper end of the stack versus have to go really down to the element manager.
Right, right. Okay, I want to thank you for the interview, and it sounds like a great product. Thank you, guys.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.